Hey, it's Dan. So I know sometimes it's really easy to look on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook and so on and just see how everybody else is doing so amazing and their life is, wonderful and everything's working out and they're so wealthy and so healthy and everybody's in love and blah, 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 blah. But, like, the reality is I don't think that's true at all. Like, we all have stuff going on. Do you know what I mean? We all have times when we're not motivated to do something. I, in particular, am not motivated to do things from time to time. And I get things wrong. I've gone the wrong way. I'm off to CrossFit. I've gone the wrong way. Stuck at traffic lights now. That take ages. Like, it happens, right? And I think sometimes social media, and it's not sometimes, but it's often, it gives you this idea that what you're doing isn't enough or that you're not good enough in some way. And everybody else has got it working for them. And it's just you out there on your own, and it's just you, and everybody else is doing so well. And I don't think that's true at all. I speak to a lot of people throughout the day. I speak to potential customers, existing customers, speak to a lot of people. And, the message that I get is that things are hard. Losing weight's hard, relationships are hard, growing a business is hard. Like, what else is there, Faith, that's hard from time to time. When we see things happening in the news and we think, goodness me, how are we suffering with this in 2026? How awful are we to one another? Which is fairly true. And I think the idea here is to stop looking at what other people are doing. Sure, I mean, I saw today a guy who's riding a horse on the beach in Morocco, full pelt, and there's loads of other horses. It looked amazing. And, certainly from an inspirational point of view, I like that kind of thing, I like to see people working out. And I get inspiration from that. But I think what's really easy is you and I probably could not get on that horse and ride like that. Because we've not put in 20 years of horse riding, I've ridden a horse 3 times in my life. And each one was dreadful. So we're not experts in any way. And we feel like we're missing out because we're seeing other people doing all this amazing stuff. But then, let's just say it was New Year's Eve in Dubai. Let's take that one as an example. That might have been that person's single goal in life, and they've sold the house, and they've done this, and they've got this job, and they've gone to do that, and sacrificed all this stuff that you and I never see in order to get that goal. And then that's one reel or story on Instagram. And then you see the next person riding a horse on the beach, and that was their goal and dream, and it's taken 20 years and tons of sacrifice. And then you scroll on to the next one, and then there's someone skiing, and then the next one, there's a bloke who did a backflip on his way through an avalanche. How amazing is that? Yeah, he nearly died doing it, but he's also spent 20, 30 years of his life being an expert skier. Not something you or I could do. And so it's really easy because we go through all these reels and all these Instagram stories and we think, wow, that's amazing, that's amazing, that's amazing. But actually, when we break it down into just this one, it's just that one person doing that one thing. But because we have accessibility to all these different people, we think that all these different people are doing all of those things. Do you see the difference? And my message would be to stay on track. Stay on doing what you're doing. Don't get me wrong, I'd like to go and learn how to horse ride properly because when my kid's older, I'd like to be able to do that with her, But that's not my priority. It's not my number one goal. My number one goal is doing all the stuff that we currently do. That I'm just another person on another reel that you see us doing, living in Spain, doing CrossFit and all that other stuff. So I think it's really easy to get despondent, but I think remembering that you need to stay on your own path and do your own thing, because your own thing is where you're going to find your own success. All right, I hope you find that useful. We'll catch up with you on the next one. Take care.